Today I have with me two beautiful ladies, one being the beautiful singer E Minor with the angelic voice, and Shahlaa Tahira, who is a beautiful presenter and has just turned mommy. How are you guys today? So, you recently just got married and had a baby. Congratulations. In the same space of time.
Yeah, they're a month apart.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Did you plan to get married, or was it because you got pregnant?
We always wanted to get married, but we weren't going to get married until this September.
Okay.
But then when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, we need to fast forward that because my dad is not going to be happy. But yeah, I was brought up quite religious, as much as I'm not that religious. I still value marriage and I wanted to be married, so we're all together as one first.
That's amazing. That is beautiful. So, what have you been working on recently? I've seen you've been really busy on your Insta. I've been seeing you doing, you're here and then you're there and everything's just moving so fast. What's going on?
It's a bit mad. I went to a meeting 4 days after I gave birth, and everyone was like, what's wrong with you? You're not meant to leave the house for 2 weeks. And it's only now reflecting on it that I'm like, why was I leaving the house to go to a meeting? But yeah, I'm still trying to find a good balance between mum and work and just not going insane. Yeah. Because it's a balancing act all the time.
That is crazy. To be honest, when I found out you was pregnant, I was like, yeah, after she gives birth, she's not gonna do much. She's just gonna be chilling at home. She thinks she's gonna be doing this and that, but she's not gonna do it. But I've literally seen you just straight after you gave birth, you've just been boom, 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 everywhere. I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. So, E Minor, I know you have a baby as well.
I do indeed.
What is his name?
Aries.
And how old is he?
He's 3 now.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Big boy.
What was your reaction when you first found out you was having a baby?
My reaction was, oh goddamn. So first and foremost, growing up, I believed I would never be able to have children at all.
Why?
Because I've had so many operations in that area. I had a long haul in hospital, and I was told that I'm kaput basically.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I was in musical theatre at the time. I'd just come out of dance school. I had my agent. I was getting bits and bobs, and I came very close to Nala in Lion King, and it was in my dance audition. I went into one move. I don't know what it was, and I was about to be sick. And I knew, I was in that moment, I knew I was pregnant.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm done.
How old was you?
I was 22.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
You probably thought it was just nerves, didn't you? You thought it was
No.
You knew.
In that moment, I can remember the feeling that I had. I knew. I didn't need to take any tests, or I knew.
You remembered that night?
Yeah.
And you knew it was that night?
In that moment, I did feel like this is my career done. I didn't tell my agent. I actually left my agent and didn't go to the recall. And I just got inside myself. I was like, oh my god, I've ruined my chances and whatnot. But yeah,
that is wow. So I know that you have a day job as well, and then obviously you make music. How do you juggle the two? How can you? Because I know a lot of artists. I have a lot of friends who are artists, and they're it's really hard to make time to go to the studio, record, and then shoot videos, and then put money into all this stuff as well, and then have a day job. How do you juggle it?
You just get on with it. I think even when I was listening and you were saying about going to the meeting 4 days after, it's most people would be like, oh, you just have a bit. But you get this I don't know what it is, some vibranium or something. You just kick in, and it's you just get up and go. I think I've never been as ambitious or motivated or alive as I am now that I'm a mother. I'm actually living out my purpose. I believe that my purpose is to help other lives in whichever capacity that comes. So me having my own life, that is my responsibility.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, the end result's on me. It's like I'm living my purpose, so you just get on with it.
Wow, that is really, really inspiring because like growing up,
Don't go having babies.
No,
now.
I was gonna say like I've always known that I know that personally I couldn't do that. Like I could never do what you guys do because for me, I just feel like when I do something, I need to put 100% into it, and I can't imagine me doing like 50% of looking after a child, or 50% of presenting, or 50% events management, or what. Like I can't do it.
I think you become a lot more particular with what you spend your time on. I think that's, you only got time to waste, so every minute is so important to like. There's certain things that I have to turn down because I'm just like, this ain't worth my time. Like, and then you always feel guilty when you're out anyways. Because you're like, oh, I should be with baby, but I just make sure when I'm with her, I'm really 100% with her, and she knows that, and she's got her dad as well. I don't know how single mothers do it. I head up single mothers after becoming a mum because I couldn't imagine doing this without my husband. Like it would just be too much.
That is actually what I was going to ask you. So the topic of today is like, does your career end after you have a baby? And a lot of people say that if you have a support system and people around you that can support you and help babysit or whatever when you need to go to work or whatever, it kind of makes it easier. So do you feel like having your partner makes it easier for you to be able to get on with your career?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he still works full time. And we just balance it. Yeah, we just balance it. But I think it's not even just a partner. Like, so my sister, for example, she's been really supportive and helping out. So it might be that it's not specifically your partner who's going to be that person, but there's someone else in your life who you trust. Because you have to trust this person. Like, I'm probably particular about who can be left with her. So yeah, my sister as well, she's been amazing. So I think it's just having those people in your life who are supportive.
Yeah. What about you, Imani? You feel like...
Oh girl, I'm single as a Pringle. I ain't got no husband, I ain't got no man, I ain't got no problem. No, yeah, definitely, I agree because whilst my son's my son's father's still in his life. But we're not together, so for me, I've got an amazing support system in terms of like my friends and whatnot, like my immediate family. It's great, and I wouldn't be able to survive without them.
Yeah, I think that's another reason I can't get pregnant right now, because my mum already done told me, if you have a baby, don't think for a second that I will be babysitting. She goes, I'm just happy that you guys will grow up, you're all grown up now and everything, don't bring no babies around me.
Wow. I'll be soon though.
No. Listen, I've got like 6 nieces, right? And I've got a nephew on the way, and I'm the only one that babysits them. When they come over, my mum calls me, they're here, you need to hurry up and get your ass here because I'm not babysitting these kids. My mum doesn't want anything. She's done. She's done. Like,
that
she's
is
so
something
done.
that is difficult with my mum and I, because sometimes I'm like, I need to do this, I need to be here, this, and she's like, why didn't I make the baby? Mum, don't do that to me, I'm trying to... So that sometimes it's difficult when people want to help you, because obviously they want to be that support system, but at the same time it's kind of, is on you.
Yeah.
Was there at any stage where you felt like, I can't do this, I need to pick, like I need to just either look after my child or I need to just quit this whole...
I'm looking after him whilst I'm doing what I'm doing. So every night that I spend in studio till 4 in the morning, every event that I'm at, the last event you guys saw me at, like I had to run to go and collect him afterwards. I'm looking after my son whilst I'm there because I'm sowing seeds for our futures. So to any mum, any person who's looking after one of my friends is now mum to her godchild. Never feel bad for doing what you're doing, because like as long as you have your child in mind, it's not, don't feel guilty. Like, I try to make my sessions when my son's with his dad or when he's asleep. But sometimes I have to go, I have to get it.
Yeah, I think that's another thing, like a lot of people look at mums and say like, okay, your child's always supposed to come first, you shouldn't put anything else before your child. But at the same time, people don't realise that you are both still very young, like you're not like in your late 30s or whatever. It's like they need to understand that at some point you had dreams and ambitions and goals. What mothers do is a full-time job within a job. And people just don't realise, like, I think sometimes we kind of take it for granted as well. It's like people are kind of like, but you're a mum, that's your job, that's what you're supposed to do. Do you know what I mean? It's like, nah, there's mums out here that could just leave the kid and not give a shit. Do you know what I mean? But what tips would you say, to other young mums or people that are trying to juggle their career and their family life? What tips would you give them?
I think so. For me, so even the example of I didn't tell my agent that I was pregnant, and that was the reason why I didn't go to recall, that my mind was just fun. I don't like to tell people, oh, my babysitter's just cancelled, whatever.
Yeah.
I will desperately try to get a backup before I have to cancel or reschedule, whatever.
Yeah.
But I realised that communicating that, because I always feel like, oh, it's the mum, they're just going to book someone else, they're just going to use someone else because it's a liability.
Yeah,
So I now kind of have the view of just communicate, and hopefully people can understand and accommodate, and if not, then it wasn't for you, instead of holding it.
Yeah, actually, I remember when I first met you, Shahlaa, and we was talking on emails and social media and stuff like that, and then I met you in real life, and you didn't tell me that you was pregnant, do you remember?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, you're pregnant, and you was like, yeah, I didn't really want to tell you, and afterwards, I was like, when I got home, I was like, why didn't she want to tell me? Like, I was kind of thinking about, why didn't she want to tell me? And then I realised that a lot of people see like pregnant women or mothers to be and stuff like that as like unreliable, or they don't really want to work with them because they feel like at some point they're going to start flaking, or they're not going to be as serious and stuff like that. And obviously I could tell now that you're definitely not that kind of person, because you've still been getting it and everything. But at the time I was kind of like, why didn't she want to tell me that beforehand?
Yeah.
Why
That's
didn't
a
you
real
want to
thing
say?
in the industry, especially in our industry, like media, about mums. And it can go two ways. You can either be like a fern cotton Hollywood-y, where like everyone's like, oh, their mum's beautiful. Or it can be, oh God, she's always late, she always got an excuse. So, yeah, I hope that changes, because I think that's what puts a lot of women off having children, because they're worried that the career is going to be over and people aren't going to book them anymore.
There's an amazing theatre company that my friend was an actress in one of their latest tours, and they pay for the childcare. Like, they particularly hire mums, and they have the childcare. They have like spaces within and the children can come and whatnot. They can watch the show. They have a show dedicated where the children can come, and it's like, we need more. Even I put on my Insta story the other day, one of my friends messaged me, like, she was struggling, and she was like, do you know any support groups? Like, and I just thought, oh, where is the, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's needed.
Do you know what, actually, like, one of my dreams is to actually, like, open up a charity for single mums, like, at some point, hopefully in the near future. I've always wanted to do that, because even my mum was a single mum at one point, with her first husband before she had me, and if my dad didn't come along, only God knows, like, what would have happened, because, not saying my mum's not strong enough to do it by herself, but, like, it was a very, very tough time for her at the time. Like, so, you know when everything goes wrong at the same time?
Oh, yeah.
And it was just kind of like, she had 2 sons to bring up. So it's stuff like that just makes me feel like not everyone is as lucky as my mum. Not everyone has that, like, Prince Charming that comes out of nowhere and rescues her. Do you know what I mean? And just like, I know so many single mothers, and they just do such an amazing job.
And also we have, like, as time goes on, we're entering a different era, and there are a lot more single mums, and it's like people are having children with people they're not necessarily in a relationship with, and whatnot. But I think that even when you're talking about the family, I absolutely believe in that, and it doesn't have to be like the father of the child, but like just having that support system wherever that may come from.
100%. And I feel like if more women knew that they could have support within like being a single mum, I feel like, I could be wrong, but I feel like maybe abortions would increase, yeah. That's how I feel.
Decrease.
Yeah. No. Sorry, decrease, yeah, they would decrease. I feel like they would decrease because like the only reason that a lot of women don't have their child when they're pregnant is probably because they're not ready, or they feel like they can't financially or like mentally support the child. Yeah, how are they gonna like maintain?
Yeah, I think if you thought that you could raise the child and be the best parent and whatnot, you'd probably keep the child. So yeah, I agree.
But also, like, I think you don't know what you can do until you have to do it as well. Because when I found out I was pregnant, it was the day before I was starting my new teaching job.
Oh.
So it was like, I've just started this new chapter in my career, and literally I had to go in and get through my first trimester on probation, not telling like the school that I'm pregnant, and it's just like, at the time I remember thinking this is like the worst timing to be pregnant, like I need to get through my teaching qualification, I need to get through my probation. Well, I've done it, I've finished my qualification, River Tier is here, like it's one of them things where I think women, if they have the support there, they would maybe have more faith in that they can do it.
Yeah. So would you agree that if there was more support, not just from like families and stuff like that, but like from the government or like from third parties, do you feel like it would be much easier for women to actually have a career and get on with their lives and have a child at the same time?
Yeah, definitely the government.
Yeah. You know what, I just want to dispel this myth that people that have children suddenly get this fantabulous life where they have money thrown at them by the government.
Yeah.
It doesn't go like that.
And plus that money doesn't even do enough, like, I'm sure it doesn't do nothing.
It doesn't cover the rent.
No, God no.
That's crazy. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming down and speaking to me about this today. It's something that obviously I can't relate to and I don't know a lot about, but I do have a lot of, you know, mothers around me and stuff like that, and I was just intrigued because you two are two of the mothers that I do know that are like so active and doing the most right now, so that's why I wanted you guys to come and speak to me about it, and I just wanted your insight into it and stuff like that. But before you go, I just wanted to ask what you got coming up.
So over summer I was pretty busy with events. There's about 5 events I'm involved in the next 2 months.
Okay.
So that'd be cool. And the 2 artists I manage are both dropping singles in the next month.
Hey.
So yeah, busy, always busy.
Okay, what are the events? What do they consist of?
One's like in a collaboration with a festival at Rich Mix, and then Camberwell, who do like a yearly family event. They've got me involved with putting on a panel about making it in music.
Well, let's hope our invite doesn't get lost in the post, yeah?
You're invited.
What about you, Imina?
I am working away with my music. I've got a few features that are coming out soon. One with Trey that we've already released.
You guys make the best music together. Honestly, you lot should be like a duo or something.
I love that guy. Funnily enough, I know him because of my son.
How?
Yeah, so he was very close with my son's dad.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're like best of buddies. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a very small world. I've got my Song of the Truth being released soon. I'm gonna say what date soon on the old Grammy.
Okay.
Yeah, just working away.
Cool, that's amazing. Well, I really wish you all the best, both of you. You are amazing people, and I want you to never feel like you need to give up, or I hope you never do feel that like that anyway, but I know there's sometimes where you just feel like, fuck this shit. I'm sure there's at least once a month in the morning. Oh God, but honestly, you're doing amazing already, and if God didn't want this for you, then He would have let you get this far. And yeah, I wish you both all the best, and thank you so much for coming down and talking to me. Thank you so much.